Hi, my friends. Happy Thursday. Today is Thursday, April 9th, 2020. And this video is our science lesson. You can see I'm wearing my bunny ears because Easter is actually this weekend. So if you are celebrating Easter this weekend, maybe you're coloring eggs, baking cookies, decorating cookies. Maybe you'll also get an Easter basket, spend some time with those in your house and have some good food. I hope you guys have a great Easter, but for my Thursday videos, I will be wearing my little rabbit ears just to celebrate, add a little holiday spirit. Okay, so for our science lesson today, we're going to continue learning about our plants, and now we're throwing in some information on animals. So plants, we've learned what they need, which is water, sunlight, soil, space to grow. Let me show that science book page real quick. So we've learned, again, what plants need to grow: sunlight, soil, water, space, and air. We have also learned plant parts. Plant parts, so seeds, stem, roots, the leaf, the fruit, and the flower or vegetable. We have also learned that plants grow and change. They start the seed, and that life cycle of the plant, it moves to a little sprout as it's growing down into the soil with its root. And then the little seedling grows up with a stem and some leaves. And from there, it will continue to grow into an adult plant. And some of our plants will grow flowers. So now we are moving on to our animals and plants together. So we're going to learn, how do animals and plants help each other in our world and in our outside nature. I did want to show you how our lima bean plant is doing. So our leaves are growing very nicely. I set it on the windowsill so that it could get some nice sunlight. And I've also been watering it. You can kind of tell inside there that it's a little wet. I did cover the roots a little more with soil, so you really can't see the roots right now. But I wanted to make sure that it had enough of the soil so that it can continue to grow. And if you remember from our last science video, there was still the little seed pod hanging on, and that fell off. And our leaves were not this big in our last video, but see, they're growing very nicely. So hopefully over the next few weeks, we will be able to see how this continues to go through its plant life cycle. But those leaves are looking very nice. What kind of shape do those leaves look like they are? What kind of shape does that kind of look like? It kind of looks like a heart, doesn't it? Yes, it does. But no, this is growing very nicely. It's very healthy, nice and green. It's not brown or dry. That plant is doing very nice. So I will be sure to keep this on the windowsill, and I'll keep watering it, and I will keep giving you updates on our one little lima bean plant that was saved from the school being closed down. Poor little lima bean plant. All right, sweethearts, so let's move on to our animals and plants together. So we're going to talk about how animals and plants use each other to live and survive. So here in this picture, we have a picture of what? What do you see? I see what looks like a plant, maybe a tree, right? We see a tree. And I see what here? Some birds. Looks like maybe a mommy bird and her little baby birds. And what else do you see in this picture? What other details do you see? What's this right here? Can you see that right there? What those little babies are sitting in? They're sitting in the nest. And their nest is the bird's what? What is that nest? That is their home. That is their shelter. So here, this tree is helping these birds with their shelter or their home. And you can also look a little closer and see that this bird's nest is made out of, I think, maybe old grass, old branches, some mud. That's the dryer, sorry. So this little bird, she built her nest out of some old plants. So not only is her home the tree, but also her nest is made out of grass, mud, branches. I don't know if you've ever seen a nest outside while you're walking, maybe up in a tree, and you've been able to see a little bit closer what those nests are made out of. But birds, they just kind of fly along and they find anything that they can grab easily, and then they put their nest together. So in this picture, the plant is helping the bird with its shelter or its home. Now also, many animals need plants for food, just like we do. We eat a lot of plants that are food, like broccoli and green beans, and some people eat lima beans. But animals also use many plants for food. So here, let me show you in our science books. So here it looks like we have a little goat, and what is he eating? He's eating the grass. He's eating the grass for food. And then we've talked about animals using plants for shelter. Look at those cute little, what type of animals are those? Those are raccoons. And it looks like they built their shelter, and it looks like an old tree trunk that may have fallen down. So they built their little home and their shelter inside of this old tree trunk. It keeps them safe. It keeps them dry from the rain. So animals will use plants for shelter, and animals will also use plants for food. The same as we do, actually. All right, plants also need animals. So it's not just animals that use the plants. Plants also need animals too. So a lot of times seeds get spread by them sticking to animals as they're scurrying along, and seeds can travel from one place to another on that animal. And then since the seeds move from one place to another, they can grow in that new place. So here we have a squirrel, and can you tell what he has in his mouth? He has an acorn, and that's a seed for a what? For a tree. So this little squirrel is picking up this acorn. Maybe he's going to eat it for food, maybe he's not, but let's say he doesn't, and he drops it somewhere. Then that acorn seed will grow where he drops it, as long as it has soil, space to grow, sunlight, and water. That little acorn will grow into a new tree. So not only do animals use plants for shelter and food, but plants also need animals too. For example, bees. Bees go from one flower to the next, and they get the little pollen in the little flowers. But not only do bees use that pollen, but bees also help to make other flowers grow. They will take that pollen from one little flower, and let's say it sticks to their little backsides, and then they move to another flower. They help those two flowers pollinate and then grow new flowers. Also, looking at my notes, because Lucas was helping me think of examples. What else eats grass? Cows. Cows eat grass also. So cows eat grass, so that's an animal using a plant. And what do we get from cows? We get milk, and we get cheese, and we get meat. So we also use animals for food too. The bees and the pollen. Bees not only help other flowers grow, but those bees also use that pollen to help make their own food. So bees use the flowers flowers use the bees. So it's like a little cycle back and forth. Animals helping plants, plants helping animals. Lucas told me this other good example. Fish, like Nemo, they live in the ocean and they live in the coral reefs. Those really colorful, strong, hard plants in the ocean. So that's a fish using a plant for its shelter. And we also have bears. Bears, they make dens, maybe in the side of a cave or side of a mountain with trees and bushes all around, but they're nice and safe in those dens. So we don't just use animals and plants, but animals and plants also use each other for homes and for food and for safety. So let's illustrate some of those animals and those plants and their food and their homes. So why don't you pause the video and grab pencil, crayon, paper, whatever you want to illustrate with and whatever you want to illustrate on. I'm going to grab my board, my big dry erase board. I wish I had my markers from school because I would have a lot more colors to choose from. But that's okay. We use what we have, right? And we do our best. Okay, let's first illustrate. How about we illustrate a bee? Let's illustrate a bee and a flower. All right, let's see how well we can do this. So I'm gonna do my bee's behind right here. And then his little head. And he's a happy bee. And then let's do a wing. And bees also have what on their behinds? Yes, they have a little stinger. Lucas is in the background answering me, just like you guys would. And then they also have little antenna. And then what else is another detail that helps you know a bee when you see it? It's stripes, yes. It's black and yellow stripes. So there's my happy little bee. Maybe I draw a little leg. Another little leg. Another little leg. Another little leg. Alright. I've got my little cute little bee. That's my bee. And now let's draw a flower that bee is going to use to get some pollen so it can make its food. I'm going to make my flower red. I'm going to go around and around and around and around and around. Here's the center of my flower where that bee gets his little pollen. And I'm also going to illustrate my stem with its leaves. Remember, it does not have to look perfect. Just do your best. And around for that leaf, and around. Add some little lines for the details. I'm going to add some other little lines in my flower for a little extra detail. How's yours look? I hope good. There's my bee and my flower. And my bee is going to be using that flower to get some pollen so that he can make his food. All right, let's illustrate. Ooh, do you think we can illustrate the cow? I think we can. We can try our best. All right. All right, let me think about this. So, cow. Lucas is mooing back there. I'm going to go up. And its little nose. Then I'm going to go down. Its little hoof feet. Another foot. Or a hoof, actually, not a foot. It's a belly. Another hoof. And one more. and its tail.
How are you so good at drawing?
I just do my best. Moo cow's mouth. I'm just gonna make this moo cow happy. Give him some eyes.
Moo cow.
Moo cow. And then I want to add the detail of its spots. Remember, just do your best. A little detail on my little cow's ears. I'm going to color his hoofs in a little bit. And there's my cow. Let me add one more here. Just do your best. Here's a little cow. Or a big cow, actually. Cow. And now let's illustrate some grass. Maybe I'll put some grass in its mouth. And here's my grass down here. Just some straight little lines. Not perfect lines, but kind of growing in all in up and down direction. See his grass kind of all around him. And I'm just gonna grass, grass, more grass, more grass. And I'm not the best illustrator, but I can communicate what I'm trying to say, right? The more details you use, the better it is to communicate what you are trying to illustrate. And there's my cow. Thank you. Moo. I'm going to write moo. My cow is moo. With the grass in his mouth. No talking with your mouth full. Alright, there's my cow. Alright, let's illustrate one more. How about, let's do a bear in a den. Some of you may remember illustrating a bear in the den in class. So this should be easy peasy. Grilled cheesy. Alright, so my den. Let's kind of do like this. A cave. Just the ground of my cave. And here's the inside of my cave. I'm going to color all of this outside. Color, 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 color. I want to see some pictures of these. You send them right on over to my dojo. Alright, and maybe this den is in a hill. So I'm just going to add some grass up here and all back here. It's in a hill. To the side of a mountain that has grass on it. This is all the grass. Because the den wouldn't be on top of the hill or on top of the mountain, would it? No, it'd be at the bottom. Hidden so that no one could get in there and mess with that poor little bear. Alright. What do I think about my bear? Alright, I'm going to do my round ears. His big body, his little paws, little fluffy tail. I'm pretty sure bears have little fluffy tails.
No, they have little stubs.
Oh, Lucas said they had little stubs. So let me make that one a little smaller. Little stubs. Two. He's got his 4 paws. 3. 4. There's a little dovetail. And then my bear. He's a happy bear. I'm going to make my bear's ears a little smaller. Because bear's ears aren't really that big. Oh, that looks so much better. There we go. A little bear. And he's happy. That's my bear. I'm going to make him a fuzzy bear. Oh. I hear teddy bear. You might think I'm talking about him because I'm saying bear. But I'm talking about my fuzzy bear. Some adding details of some fuzzy fur.
Oh, I might have thought that was knocking.
Oh, yeah, he could have thought that was knocking. Add some little fuzzy fuzz. Right there. Get him, Teddy. Alright, and that's my fuzzy bear in his den. How does yours look? Good. Doing good, doing good. And again, we don't have to be the best. We're not the best illustrators. And we don't have to be the best. The more practice that we do illustrating, the better we will get. So here's our bear in a den. Bear in a den. Alright, my darlings. So that is the end of our science lesson for today. Learned about animals and plants together. How animals use plants. They eat them. They use them for their home. And we also learned how plants use animals to spread their seeds around. And plants also use animals to help them grow other plants like the bees and the pollen that the bees move from one flower to the other. All right, my darlings. Till our next video, I'll see you guys later. And if you are doing anything this weekend for Easter, I hope you stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy. Bye, guys.